Hi, Math 2. I'm going to do a couple of the practice problems with you for our practice 6. So first of all, number 2 is one of the problems I wanted you to try. So if you've already done them, to check your answers, A should have been 16 and B should be 100. So let's look at how I'm getting those. So I'm using the fact that my C term is equal to my B term divided by 2 and squared. So here my B term is negative 16. So negative 16 divided by 2 squared is negative 8 squared, which is 64. So it looks like C then is number 3, and 3 is C. So then let's look at the last one. I have an idea it's 20.25, but let's check it out, you guys. Let's take my B term 9, which is odd, and divide by 2 and square it. I get 4.5 squared, and that gives me, let's double check and make sure I get the 20.25, and I do. 20.25 makes it a perfect square. That's D. That's number 2. So then another thing I was asked to do on 3 was to find the center and radius of a circle whose equation's not in my desired form. So let's get busy. For step 1, that's my setup. That's when I get the x terms together and I leave a space for that c term. I get my y terms together and I leave a space for that c term. And I move my constants to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides so that I can move it. I'm not trying to balance the equation. I'm trying to move the 20 to the other side. So now I'm going to do my completing the square. My b term divided by 2 and squared is 2 squared is 4. So I'm going to add 4. So this is my step 2. And while I'm doing it, I'm also going to do step 3, which is the one where I balance the equation. So since I added 4, I'm going to go ahead and add 4 to that side. Negative 10 divided by 2 squared is negative 5 squared is 25. So we should have added 25 here and added 25 to both sides. Remember, I'm not subtracting it over. I'm not moving the 25 to the other side. I've added a 25 to the left side where it didn't exist, so I have to add it to the right side as well. So finally, let's do my step 4. This is where I write my binomial squared. So here I have x. I'm going to use my middle term, my plus 2, but remember you can do the square root of the 4 and get the 2, and then this is positive, so it's a plus 2. Plus then y, and then I'm going to use my middle term, minus 5 squared equals, and let's clean this up, negative 20 plus 25, that'll give us 5 plus 4 is 9. And then this is the equation I wanted, because now when I see this equation, I can find my center. Hopefully you said the center was negative 2, 5. And my radius is not 9. Remember, this is r squared. So my radius is really the square root of 9, or 3. And I could sketch that circle if I wanted.